In the scorching desert landscape of Guettar, Tunisia, on March 23, 1943, a lone M3 gunner, Staff Sergeant Henry Guerra, would etch his name into the annals of World War II history with a bravery that would make even the most seasoned warriors tremble. It was a day that would unfold with a series of unexpected twists, each more astonishing than the last, as Guerra, with his trusty M3 gun, would face off against an enemy that far outnumbered him. The Germans, known for their meticulous planning and superior armor, including the formidable Tiger tanks, would encounter an unyielding spirit that would challenge their advance. As the sun rose over the dunes, casting a golden glow over the battlefield, Guerra and his team, part of the 1st Infantry Division, stood ready. Their mission was to hold the line against the advancing German forces, a task that seemed almost insurmountable given the enemy's superior numbers and firepower. The M3 gun, while reliable, was no match for the Tiger tank's 88mm cannon, a fact that did not escape Guerra or his comrades. The day began with an eerie calm, the only sound being the distant rumble of tanks and the occasional chatter of machine guns. Guerra, with years of experience under his belt, knew that the key to survival lay not just in the weapon you wielded, but in the decisions you made under fire. He had heard stories of how certain models of planes, like the WWII, could withstand significant damage and still manage to limp back to base, a testament to the ingenuity of their design. Similarly, he knew that the outcome of battles like D-Day, where soldiers had to navigate through treacherous terrain and withstand relentless enemy fire, often hinged on the smallest of details. As the Germans approached, their formation a mix of infantry and armor, including several Tiger tanks, Guerra gave the order to hold fire until the enemy was well within range. The tension was palpable, each man knowing that the next few minutes would decide the fate of their mission. The 101st Airborne, known for their bravery and tactical prowess, had been tasked with securing key positions behind enemy lines, but for Guerra and his team, the battle was about to become intimately personal. The first shots rang out, the M3 gun's report echoing through the desert as Guerra and his team opened up on the advancing Germans. The enemy returned fire, their bullets whizzing past the American positions, but Guerra remained steadfast, his focus solely on the task at hand. It was then that he spotted it, a Tiger tank, its cannon swinging towards them, poised to deliver the final blow. In a moment that would define the battle, Guerra made a decision that would change everything. With the Tiger's cannon mere seconds away from firing, he ordered his team to lay down a withering field of fire, aiming directly for the tank's vulnerable tracks. It was a gamble, one that could either pay off spectacularly or end in disaster. The next few seconds seemed to slow down as the Americans' bullets hit their mark, the Tiger's tracks jamming, rendering it momentarily immobile. The reprieve was temporary, as more German tanks and infantry closed in. But Guerra's quick thinking had bought them precious time that would be used to call in air support. The sound of approaching planes, PE-51 Mustangs, was music to the Americans' ears, a signal that help was on the way. These planes, with their superior speed and maneuverability, would prove to be the turning point in the battle, their strafing runs decimating the German positions. As the battle raged on, Guerra's M3 gun continued to fire, its accuracy and reliability proving to be more than a match for the German armor. The Wehrmacht, known for their discipline and tactical superiority, found themselves facing an enemy that refused to back down. It was a testament to the bravery and ingenuity of the American soldier, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit could prevail. The outcome of the battle was far from certain, with both sides suffering heavy losses. However, Guerra's actions, coupled with the timely intervention of the PE-51 Mustangs, had turned the tide. The Germans, realizing that the cost of advancing was too high, began to fall back, their mission to breach the American lines foiled by the bravery of a single gunner and his trusty M3. As the dust settled, and the survivors regrouped, the true extent of Guerra's heroism became clear. He had faced down tanks and troops, his gun firing steadily throughout the engagement, a beacon of defiance in the face of overwhelming enemy forces. The M3, once considered inferior to the German armor, had proven itself to be a formidable weapon in the right hands. It was a lesson that would be remembered throughout the war, a testament to the power of courage and determination. In the aftermath of the battle, as the Americans tended to their wounded and counted their dead, there was a sense of pride and accomplishment. They had held the line, repelled the enemy, and in doing so, had written a new chapter in the history of World War II. For Guerra, his actions on that fateful day would earn him the highest accolades, his name becoming synonymous with bravery and tactical genius. The battle at El Guettar would serve as a reminder of the importance of individual heroism, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit in the face of adversity. As for the Germans, they would never forget the M3 gunner who had stood in their way, a man whose bravery and cunning had denied them victory. The fear and respect they had for the American soldier would grow, a realization that even the most superior armor could be defeated by the unyielding will to survive. It was a lesson that would be learned time and again, on battlefields from Normandy to the Pacific, a reminder of the true nature of war, where courage, ingenuity, and determination could often prove to be the decisive factors. In the end, it was not just a battle won or lost, but a story of human resilience, a testament to the power of the individual to shape the course of history. For Staff Sergeant Henry Guerra, his M3 gun, and the men who stood by him, their bravery on that desert battlefield would forever be etched in the annals of World War II, a shining example of what it means to stand against overwhelming odds and emerge victorious. The lull in the battle was short-lived, as the Germans, determined to break through the American lines, launched a fresh wave of attacks. Guerra, his gun still smoking from the earlier engagement, peered out into the desert, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the enemy. The sun beat down relentlessly, casting a golden glow over the battlefield, as the sound of gunfire and explosions echoed through the air. Suddenly, a burst of machine gun fire ripped through the American positions, sending soldiers scrambling for cover. Guerra's head snapped towards the sound, his eyes locking onto a German .42, its barrel blazing as it spat out a hail of bullets. Without hesitation, he swiveled his M3, taking aim at the German gunner. The distance was extreme, but Guerra's confidence in his gun and his own abilities never wavered. He squeezed the trigger, and the M3 roared to life, its cannon firing a precise shot that struck the German gun, silencing it forever. The Americans cheered, their morale boosted by Guerra's timely intervention. But the Germans were far from defeated, and they countered with a ferocious artillery barrage, their shells crashing down on the American positions. Guerra's team huddled around him, waiting for the storm to pass, their faces set with determination. As the shelling intensified, Guerra made a split-second decision, ordering his team to fall back to a nearby ridge, where they could regroup and launch a counterattack. The move was fraught with risk, as it would expose them to enemy fire, but Guerra knew it was their only chance to regain the initiative. As they sprinted towards the ridge, the Germans, sensing victory within their grasp, surged forward, their tanks and infantry pouring onto the battlefield like a dark, unstoppable tide. Guerra's team reached the ridge, gasping for breath, their guns at the ready. From this new vantage point, they could see the entire battlefield, the Germans arrayed before them like a formidable, unyielding wall. The Americans knew they had to act fast, to strike back with all their might, or risk being overrun. Guerra's eyes locked onto the German commander's tank, a massive tiger, its cannon glinting in the sunlight. He knew that if they could take out that tank, they might just be able to stem the German tide. With a fierce cry, Guerra launched his team into a fierce counterattack, their guns blazing as they charged down the ridge, straight into the heart of the German army. The battle was far from over, and the outcome was still very much in doubt. But one thing was certain, Guerra and his team would fight to the very end, their bravery and determination inspiring their comrades to stand firm against the enemy. The fate of the battle, and the war, hung in the balance, as the two armies clashed in a frenzy of steel and fire.